Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I know it's been a long time since I last posted a video. It's been 2 months, more than 2 months actually, and I want to apologize for that. But a lot has happened in the last 2 months. I worked on this for the whole time, and I thought this project was going to take a much shorter time than I expected, but it ended up taking me over 2 months to finish it. Um, Usually I don't like, whenever I'm working on a project that I know it's going to take me a long time, I usually like to have a sort of a backup project, something to work on and to film and post here that takes a little less time. But I just really, really wanted to work on this. I also started a new job around a month ago, and so definitely that influenced my, you know, schedule. I have less time to create now, but all is going well. And of course, I'm going to give you a flip through of this big, big junk journal. It's really, really huge, but I think it looks great. I'm really proud of it. Do not worry, I'm not going to disappear for 2 months again. Definitely don't want to do that because I want to make so many things. In the last 2 months, I didn't create anything else other than this. But what I didn't stop doing definitely was buying new supplies. I bought a lot of supplies in the last 2 months, and they are waiting to be used. I definitely want to make something for fall because, last year I didn't really do much for fall, because I started to work on Christmas very early on because I had to participate in the Christmas market. I don't know if I'm going to do the Christmas market this year. I still have to um, decide whether to do it or not. But for this year Christmas market, I won't do a lot of Christmas things. And I'll tell you because, to be honest, I felt like a lot of people that came to the Christmas market weren't really buying the Christmas things as much as other things. I sold more non-Christmas things at the Christmas market than I did than I sold Christmas things. It's weird, I know, but it was like that, both for me and for my mother, who was also participating with me because she also is a crafter, a very talented one as well. And so this year I'm not gonna work on Christmas. I do have some ideas for Christmas projects. I already bought some Christmas things to use, but I want to do some fall and some other projects that are not necessarily seasonal, and so look forward to that. For now, I'm going to give you a flip through of this thing that kept me from working on anything else for the past 2 months. So obviously this is a sea-themed junk journal. I love the sea. I love everything about the sea. You can tell this is a chunky, big junk journal, and it took me a really long time to make. So this junk journal started with a book. I had this book about aquarium fishes, and I thought, oh, this book is perfect to make a sea-themed junk journal because it had some fish images. And so I started from that. So this whole junk journal is an altered book. But let's talk about what I did for the cover. So obviously the cover, I used this striped fabric. It's from an old man's button-up shirt that I thrifted. I thought it was perfect. The pattern was perfect for a marine / sea themed junk journal. And then I added this jute fabric on the back here, and it's kind of like, I don't know if you can tell, but it's kind of like wrinkly, Then I added this cord that I had, very, very nautical. Then I added this sort of the eye catcher. This is a ripped scrapbook paper. It's from Stamperia Around the World collection. You can see it's ripped. It's kind of like, like this. And then I added the seashells and these beads. The seashells are not real seashells, you can probably tell. I had some real seashells at home, but seashells and in general, actual real natural things don't like to get glued with hot glue. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to use fake seashells. So these seashells I created with a mold, and I used some clay to create them, and then I colored them. I colored them mostly with a new supply that I recently got, which are aqua markers. Now I don't know if every aqua marker can be used that way, but the ones that I have that I bought say on the packaging, they say you can add water for watercolor effect, and I did that, and I think they look lovely. I also used for some of them, the really like metallic ones, I used actual metallic watercolor paints, which is really cute. And then I also added these beads. I also added a little bit of this fabric here that almost looks like fishnet. So yeah, this is the cover. The back is very simple. The spine is just the spine, the huge spine. And then I added also the charms here. You can probably tell the charms are very simple. I never added charms to my junk journals ever. This is my first time, and I think I'm not very good at creating interesting charms yet. I kind of need to, watch some tutorials, some ideas for that. I also forgot I added this big charm to the cover. I originally wanted to add this to a sort of closure, but I did not create a closure for this junk journal because I want this junk journal to be displayed. I'm not going to sell this. I want it to be displayed on a shelf, kind of like this. And so I ended up adding this like that. I attached it to the cord here. And so yeah, this is the cover. Now open it up. Chunky. Look, this is the spine. The spine is much larger than the actual spine of the junk journal, because when I filled up the outer book, it became very chunky at the ends and it stayed narrow at the spine. And so what I did, because I wanted my junk journal to lay kind of flat, which it does, I had to create a very large spine that's match the width of the end of the junk journal rather than the spine itself. The inside of the junk journal, the cover, I just put this paper with the sea. This is also from the Stamperia Around the World collection. This is both on the front and on the back cover of the junk journal, and I did not add anything to this because I'm probably going to add things to it in the future. Not for now. I'm done working on this. So I did create some printables for this. I also used various papers that I had at home. I used Ciao Bella papers, Repubbliche Marinare collection. It's an old collection. Got it a long time ago. So this is a pocket created with one of my printables collage. That's how it looks on the back. I created this collage sheet, and it's a pocket. You can open it like this, and there are two tags in it. Again, this tag is from the Ciao Bella Papers collection. I did a little fabric tab. This is the same, another tag from that collection. Added a tab, and I'm gonna pop it here. And then on the back, I just left it as it was. I've lost this collage. Then you can see this is part of the book. So you're gonna see a lot of pages that are sort of left unaltered. You can still see the writing on the back. And so here, I did this little collage, mostly from printables. Then on the corner of the page, there is this little tag here, cluster. Very cute. Then on the back, I have this page, very chunky, this junk journal. Created a big pocket. This is sort of a bookmark, and I did some baker's twine. And the bookmark, you can see it's a painty paper that almost looks like a coral reef, sort of like deep sea algaes. I don't know what to call them. um, and I added this bookmark, and I just left it as it was. It was a leftover because I used this paper on other parts of the junk journal. And then here there is a little cluster. Oh, on the back. So this paper is from Ciao Bella collection. These are printables. This is, you know, some papers that I had at home. And this is vellum. Oh my god, I kicked the camera. And this is like a vellum pattern paper. And then here, this is one of the pages that I sort of left unaltered. This was already in the book, and then I just added some little decorations in the corner with some paper and some die-cut pieces that I had. This die-cut pieces are from a huge die-cut book that I got from Action, with like different themes. It's just like already die-cut images, and there were these that were marine themed, so of course I used them. Then on the back, this is a completely unaltered page with fishtails. I just left it as it was. Then here I have another pocket. It's an envelope pocket, and on the back there is a little bit of that collage printable that I have, and on the front I just added these images. Let me give you a little close-up. They're all images of the sea. And then in the pocket there is this little picture. Now this printable here, as well as this, some of the printables are from Artsy Fartsy Life. She has a nautical set, and I used that as well. This is from that one. It's this lovely image, and I popped it in here. Then here I have some other pockets. I used some stamps that I colored. I added some tags here with transparencies. They are pictures of ships, and you know, with some baker's twine as well. Just a little tag with a window. This one. And this one. They look lovely. And then on the back, they are just plain. These are just, I used some, obviously, sea-themed papers. And then here, another sort of unaltered page with the fish images. And I just added a little pocket with some ephemera in it. I added this. This is one of my slide cards with a ship. And then this. And this is a little pocket. And then here I created this sort of pocket with the fishnet fabric, this little image here, and another little card. Again, this is from Artsy Fartsy Life printable. This is the other side of the pocket. And here I created this banner page. I don't remember what inspired me to create this banner page, but I really love the idea. And of course the papers are all, you know, sea themed. You see the fishes, the crabs, the seahorses, all of that. Then I have this page here. This is a little belly band with some images of ships. And the belly band I created with a vellum paper scrap. And you can see here. And then I glued these images on this painty craft paper. I sort of ripped it. One of my favorite pages. These pages are probably my favorite in the whole junk journal. And this is just a book page with a image of the sea. I have a few of these book pages in my junk journal. It was a book, I don't remember what the book was about, but it had images of the sea. This is one of my favorite pages. It has a little anchor charm to the paper clip. The paper clips here are just decorative. They don't actually hold anything in place. These things are glued. The thing is, I have to thank my sister for this idea that looks quite fabulous. because I was working on this and I had paper clipped things together to sort of like see how I wanted to lay them out. And my sister was like, "Oh, the paper clips look lovely. Are you gonna leave them in?" I was like, "No." But then I thought, oh, let's just leave them in. They do look very decorative. And so this is the page. It has some images, of course. And, you know, I just added, there is a vellum background. And on the very back, this was an envelope with a window. And so on the back of here, I glued this paper. I don't know if you can tell. A paper with some seashells. Then I added this vellum paper. You can see it here. And then, of course, I added the collage with the paper clips, and here I added a little bit of crackle paste on it and a little fabric detail. Now this whole thing is glued to a fabric page. I bought this lovely fabric. I don't know if you can tell. Fabric page with some ephemera. Again, these are printables. This is a little tag that I made. You can pop it in here. And here I have some ephemera. These things are not glued down. They are held together with this paper clip. These are just, you know, images of lighthouses. I just put them together. And you can pop them here and have a little lovely cluster. Then here on the back, there is this big junk journal page. This is from Artsy Fartsy Life printable with the mermaids. And here I have a collage page. Just did it with some scraps of paper and of fabric. And on the fabric, I also paper clipped. Not paper clipped. I also used these bobby pins. Also, the collage page, you can see they are like sewn together with a zigzag stitch. Then here, these were the first pages I created in the junk journal. This is another little collage with some of the images from that book. And here I have a pocket. You can actually remove this. This is a little map. And it's paper clipped to this. And these create a sort of a pocket. Like this. And here in the pocket there is a piece of ephemera. This is from my printable. Then here on the back I just stamped this image. This is from a Tim Holtz set. I do not remember the name of it, but both the ship and the writing Bon Voyage are from that stamp set, which I don't remember the name of. But yeah, it's a Tim Holtz set. And then I have this page here with this cluster with the fabric. And on the back I have this other collage. This is also one of my favorite pages in the whole junk journal. It's kind of hard to show you up close. I don't know if you can tell, but there's also like a little tag with some baker's twine here. Then this page here, it's sort of a mixed media page. I used a stencil with the crackle paste, then I added some distress spray stain. I used Uncharted Mariner, of course, and then I painted some craft paper and sort of created these waves effect, and then I also added a fabric element. Then here on the back, I created a collage with some images from the book itself. And so this is how it looks. There's a little tab here. Here there is another element. This is from the Ciao Bella Papers collection. You sort of flip it, and there's this closure here with some baker's twine, and here I put this little folio element. This was actually a folio that I had made with the Ciao Bella Papers collection, which I then used here. This can be opened, and there are pockets in it. I don't know if you can tell. I don't want to open it right now because I think my battery is a little bit low. I'm trying to make it as short as possible. So this is a little book, little journal, Ciao Bella Papers, always. And here, this little envelope piece. There's a ship on the back. And these, I just popped it in here. Here I left it empty because, again, this journal I'm going to keep. I'm gonna add things to it if I want to. And this is also a pocket. You can tuck something in here. I haven't tucked anything. But you know, and then I have this, the porthole page. I have a couple of these. The image that you see on the back of the porthole was actually in the book, and I colored it with watercolor pencils, and then I added the porthole effect to it. I made the porthole with just some scrap paper. I painted it, you know, added this, and this is actually also a pocket. You can put something in here. And then on the back there is this page. Did I? No. There is this page. There is a big vellum pocket with the seahorse and a little cluster here. And here I tacked this, which is kind of like a bookmark as well, with the ships. This on another image that I colored from the book. A little scrap and a tag with a lovely bird. Again from the Ciao Bella Papers collection. And then here I have another cluster page. I use this vellum paper. I use a lot of vellum paper because I have a couple of vellum paper pads that are both sea-themed, and so I used a lot of them not during, I used a lot of them in the junk journal. Created this cluster again with this thing here that almost looks like a fishnet. I bought this in a local shop in the Halloween section. I think it's supposed to look like a spider web, but when I saw it, I was like, oh my god, it looks like a fishnet. And so I bought it for the junk journal because I was still working on it. And here is another mixed media page, as I like to call it. I glued down these scraps of paper that are sea-themed. You can see they have seashells on. And then I stenciled these, you know, and created this background. I also did some splattering, you know, to create a little bit of interest. Another porthole page. I created two portholes here, one beside the other. And then there is a little tag that comes out of it. Then on the other side, there is this cluster with the tag, this lovely image. Then here, this is, the back is an actual tissue dirty with ink. So what happened while I was working on this page here, I was using Uncharted Mariner, right? And I knocked over the bottle. I had ink everywhere, especially on my hands. And this was the tissue that sort of absorbed all the ink. Luckily, I was able to save most of the ink, so it didn't go to waste. I had to do a lot of picking up and sort of you know, I used, you know what I used to pick up the ink? I used a syringe, you know, with a really tiny needle. And so I sort of you know, absorbed it with that. And it was kind of tragical. I had my hands blue for like 2 weeks because a lot of it went on my hands. And this tissue absorbed the ink. I thought, it looks lovely. The color actually looks lovely. So I stenciled this seashell on it and used it as a background for this page, which I also use this sort of corrugated, is that how you call it? Cardboard to create this effect, and then of course I collaged it, used a little bit of that fishnet again. And then here I have another, oh, well, there's a tag tucked in here. This is another fabric page. I also bought this fabric for this journal, and here there is a little pocket made with a cluster, and the tag is also from the Ciao Bella Papers collection that I mentioned before. And I'm just created this lovely cluster, did a lot of sewing, and used this page here, and then I added a fabric detail, and there's actually a bobby pin tucked with a little charm which looks kind of ugly. There is I don't know if you can tell, a little seashell, some pearls, and a little flower, I don't know, with a bobby pin. Then you can flip this around, another section, collage. I did a lot of collaging for this. It's really how I imagine the junk journal to look like. I wanted to have a lot of collaged pages, because I really, in my mind, this junk journal, I am someone that likes to imagine stories behind projects when I make them. Not every project that I have made has had a story, but sometimes it helps me to create. And so in my mind, this junk journal was like, I imagined this little boy that collected the treasures from the sea and put them all together in a junk journal. I don't know why I had this thought in my mind, but that's really like the idea that was behind this junk journal. I just imagined this little boy who had so much love for the sea, who maybe lived in a seaside place and just saw the ships and the collected sea treasures and put them all in a junk journal. This is just how I imagine it. I know it's weird, but it's just how my mind works. I can't really help it. Then here I have a little pocket as well. That's how it looks on the back. On the back it has more pockets. There's something tucked in it. I forgot some of the things that I've done for this junk journal because I've been working on it for such a long time that I completely forgot some of the things that I've done for. But these are pockets. This is also a pocket here. Sail away from the safe harbor. Very cute. Then here there's something tucked in it. Yeah. There's this tag with another little, oh my god, thing in here. Italy, my country. And I also added a little charm to this, a little starfish. There's also something else stuck in here. Here it is. It's a little map of America, North and South America. This is from a stamp that I got a while ago with vintage maps, and I thought it was fitting. It's just I just stamped it on some coffee dyed paper and tucked it in here. Nothing too complicated. And then here, this is another page. I created this collage with some paper that I then inked up, and then I created this cluster with vellum paper. You can kind of like do this. You can see the image of the fishes, and this is also a pocket with this, a little piece of ephemera. Then this is just a page where I glued this vellum paper on and just left it like this. I think, I just wanted to have something simple. I love that you can still see the writing on the back because of course this is transparent. And then here I have another page, another vellum thing, I love this. And then here is a little cluster with a tag and some images. Let me give you an up close if I can. It's kind of hard. It's very heavy, this thing. It's so big and chunky. And then I have these two little tag pockets as well, which have some images in it of the sea, of course. This. Oh, and I created the pocket with the flap of an envelope. I believe it was the envelope that I used at the start of the junk journal. You can see the ships in here. And here on the back, oh, another one of my favorite pages. I do have some pages that I like the most and some that I like a little bit less, but overall I love how this journal turned out. So this is another little cluster. These things you can actually remove. This is a big picture. I think it also has, yep. I added this crackle paste to all of these sort of black and white pictures, because this tag here is a little pocket. You can tuck things in it. And then I also added this. This film strip, you saw a little bit of it in the journal in other areas, is a die that I have. And so I used it. And there's also another pocket with a little cluster, another vellum pocket here. And I tucked this, another one of my slide cards, which were my obsession a while ago. I mean, I still love them. I just haven't done one in a long time. Then here I just added a little simple page. This was an offcut from, again, the Ciao Bella Papers collection. And I just added a little cluster with a button and some fabric. And then on the back, I just left it like this because I just loved the way it looked and I didn't think that it needed anything else. There's the C pattern here. Then here I have another vellum pocket with another cluster here with a little sailor. See, this could be the boy that I was talking about. Look how cute he looks. Looks like a human version of Donald Duck. That's how he looks to me, because Donald Duck is dressed like a sailor. And here I also have a tag. And I have another thing here. Oh, yep. I have this. See, I think the fun thing about making something that takes such a long time is that you forget what you added to it, and so it's kind of like a surprise. Because I didn't remember that I tucked I remember that I tucked two things in it, but I didn't remember that I tucked this. Another slide card with a handsome man and his ship. Let me put the things back. Then I have this other page. I created these sort of slide cards with the seashells. These were some little vellum papers that I had. I created these lovely slide cards. And then I attached them to a coffee dyed, oh my god, sorry, to a coffee dyed envelope. And then on the back, I just used that. I created a little paper clip with the fabric. I attached it to this. And then here I have something tucked. Oh, I just left it this way. Because again, I'm gonna add more things to this in the future. Not in the near future, but definitely in the future. Because, you know, I'm gonna keep this journal for myself, at least for now. You know, maybe one day I will decide to sell it. Sometimes I make projects and I know I'm going to sell them right away. With this project, I really wanted to keep it because I love the sea myself, and you know, you can probably tell from how much love I put into this. And so I just really want to display it in my room or somewhere else in my house, so I can look at it because I just love how it looks, and I just really want to keep this because I put so much work in it, and I feel like I'm not ready to get rid of it. I did another collage with the fish images here. There was already one printed on this page, and then I added some other. I just put some washi tape. Again, a very simple page, this one. And on the back, this was like probably the last few pages I added to the journal. And then here I have another collage here with a lot of vellum elements. And then here there is this offcut of a page. I did some stenciling and an image of a ship. And then here there is a printed image of fishes playing around. And on this other side, there is another collage with these images. Let me see if I can give you an up close. Oh wait, there is a little thing. See, I forgot what I did to this. There is a little like element here. You can flip around. I completely forgot I added this. You can actually, I think, pull this out. Yep. Oh my god. You know, again, it's kind of fun to have something like this happen. You can also put this out, another little ephemera. I think these were like the last few ephemera pieces that I had left around, didn't know where to glue them, and so I just created this little pocket to add them. And on the back there is a little cluster. It's out of focus. Then we can look at the collage images. There is a vellum background again. Then here I have this, another collage page. Here there is a pocket on this element with a label and a tag with the Kraken on it. Just some little ephemera. Then there is this little element, a fish ticket. You can flip it around. And then on the back there is this lovely collage. Oh, the camera is shaking, I'm sorry. These papers are from, again, the Around the World Stamperia collection. It's the other half of the image that I used for the front. Actually, this was the same sheet of paper. It was the 30 by 30 paper. And so I just cut these elements out to create a sort of a pocket. I also tagged a tag in it. And then I used the other part to actually create the cover. Here there is a little fabric element and a charm with a seashell and a little bottle. See, I wanted to put like some little seashells in the bottle, but I didn't have anything like that. All the seashells that I owned were very big. And so I just used some of the same beads that I used for the front as well. And then you can see there are some micro like beads in it. They're not beads, they're these little pearls that I had at home. They're just things that my mom gave to me. Again, she's a crafter, so she has a lot of supplies, and I thought of using that. And you can actually like take this off, you know, this charm off. You can put it somewhere else. And yeah, so I just use that. Then here I have this page, which is also a pocket. And there is a little thing tucked in here, and a little image. I'm sorry if it's out of focus. Can you see it? Okay. And you can tuck it in here, and use this you can open, and you know, there is a back here. And then this, a little element that you can flip around and up. Don't know if you can tell, there is a little card. This you can open like this. There is a pocket made with a book page with this card. And then on the back I have this little thing, this little file folder. And there's something in here. Yeah, this. I thought there was more than one thing, and so I was searching for that. And you can tuck this here like this. This is another element. These you can remove. It's a little card that I paper clipped. These I used these circular paper clips, which I thought were quite cute. It's a little card. Let me give you an up close. Oh, I'm sorry. It's very hard to handle this junk journal. And it's very heavy as well. And on the back, I have this a little pocket, and I'm shaking the camera again. I am sorry. This, you can tell I haven't been filming in a long time. You can tell. This is a little card with a mermaid. This image of a mermaid is so beautiful. I just, I just loved it. Oh, on the back it's also decorated. See, I forgot about this. And there is another little card. You can tuck it in here. This is a vellum pocket. Again, used vellum. And you can put it here like this. Then here I have another, it's a fake porthole this time. Because it wasn't part of the book. I created it myself and I used this die cuts. It says Ocean Tales. Then this, oh my god, this is another one of my favorite pages. So what I did, these two images, the ship and the lady, are two different images that I printed out. And then with paint, I tried to sort of create one of those, how you call it, decoupage effects, where you fill in the blanks, sort of. I don't know if I did an amazing job. And then I added this sentiment to this with some fabric. In high tides or low tides, stay anchored in hope. Let me see if I can give you a close-up of this. Yeah, and then here I added a frame with that paper that I was talking about, that painty paper, and I added some, decoration. And this image, again, is one of those images from that book, which I thought was lovely. And it kind of matched the colors here nicely. And then here, we're almost done. It's a very long video, this one. It's another belly band made with fabric. And this is one of my collage strips inspired by Tim Holtz. I made them myself. And I just sewn it on this piece of fabric. It's the same fabric that I used for the cover. And I didn't tuck anything in this, but I can definitely do that in the future. Another little element. Again, painty paper. No, not painty paper. Yeah, painty paper, because I used paint. Pocket. Ephemera. By the sea and down by the sea. You can tell I like to match things. You can tuck it in here. And then I used more of that tissue that saved my Uncharted Mariner. And on the back, it just looks like this. There are some fabric elements, some ripped paper. Then here I have another pocket with a mermaid. And the pocket is also made with a piece of coffee dyed paper that I also, I used Uncharted Mariner on it without knocking the bottle over. And I also added, I don't know if you can tell, the crackly paste to this as well. I don't know if you can tell on camera. And then here is how it looks on the back. It's becoming very hard to show you. I used a little cluster, and it's actually a pocket with some images, seagulls. You can tuck this here. And then here I have another collage page. I used this lovely image. Look at it. It's so cute. It's a sailor with a black cat in his beard. It's such a cute image. I mean, I have cats. I have a black cat myself. And so obviously I had to use that picture. Here on the back, I have another image from that book, which I just collaged. I used some scraps of that painty paper, added a sentiment, some images, and I also added this little tiny banner paper clip. You can actually remove this, but I used this just as decoration. It doesn't hold anything in place. Then here I painted a piece of vellum, and then I added this collage on the back. Then here, oh, I have another collage page. Then I have this, another vellum element, but with this in the center. And then it doesn't really have anything on the back, because I just wanted to show the pattern. It's a pattern with, I don't know if you can tell, it has whales on it. And then a little mermaid page. And I used this, I glued this image from Artsy Fartsy Life down on this paper that had the same exact colors as the actual image. It had the green, it had the dark blue, the light blue, the white, and on the back it was pink, and so I matched it like this with all these pink ephemera, and even the image that I use has pink in it, and so this is the pink page, if you will. And I don't know if you can tell, I just also added this little thing, beware mermaids, because mermaids can be dangerous. And then I added another one of these collaged pages with the oval frame, another image from that book, these whales die cuts, and then here we're almost done. Oh my god, I can't keep this open. Another sort of pinkish and blue page with the mermaids. There is this little thing, Mermaids Wanted, and this pocket made with vellum again. And there is this lovely image here. I was out of frame, I'm sorry. I can tuck this here, like this. And then this is how it looks. This splash was part of the incident, and I just decided to roll with it and stencil over it. Isn't it interesting how Uncharted Mariner, when you add, this was, I added stencil this with white gesso. It almost looks purple, like lilac in color. It's very interesting how it reacts with, you know, white paint, yeah, or gesso, I guess, but it's just kind of the same thing. And then this is the last page. What I did, I created a pocket, and I added this image to this. And the pocket, this was part of the actual paper. I ripped it and then I glued it down in a sort of a way so it looks like, so it makes sort of like a hidden pocket, although it's not very hidden because you can tell that it's a pocket because I ripped it, but it is sort of hidden because it has the same pattern. And I tucked this in here, added a fabric piece with a seashell charm, and then this is how it looks on the back. I did another pocket with a porthole. You can see there's a transparency here in the porthole. I don't know if you can tell, I've used this paper quite a lot in my journal. And I just tucked that in there. So yeah, this is the journal. This is the thing that kept me from filming for over 2 months. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you will look forward to my comeback to YouTube and to my next projects. And if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment down below, let me know what you think, and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye!